You ever had one of those times where you wish you can be up higher and you can look down on the world and see what everything looks like from above? Well, today's the day. I've just received a U11mini 4K drone from Ruko Manufacturing. So thanks Ruko for sending this to me to try out, review, and see how I like it, because up to now, this is the first drone I have ever held, and it'll be the very first drone I've ever tried to fly. So it's going to be really interesting. I'm a beginner. I'm an old beginner. So yeah, we're going to look this thing over and see what it's like. But yeah, this is your first pocket aerial drone. They mean that too, because this is my first one. So let's look over the box and see what it looks like. It came in another box. I've already taken it out. So this box was in there. Really nice package, no damage at all. And it was just great. So we'll go over some specs on this thing real quick. All right, it's 249 gram, no FAA worry, it says. 255 is what you have to have on the FAA to get a license, the Part 107 license. So you don't need a license to fly this, and I'll explain to you a little bit later on all that. It's got a 1/2 CMOS camera, 8K picture and a 4K video, 3-axis brushless gimbal, and that's what the camera rides on. That gimbal is when it keeps it steady whenever it's moving around. So that's going to be handy too. And then over here is basically your apps that you can go on to. It's 14 plus age limit, and the app store that you can use for either Android or Apple, and you can load that on. I'll have to download one onto my phone so I'll have the access to the screen so I know what to do with it and how to get it set up. So once again, thanks to Ruko for sending this to me. I'm excited to try it and see how it does. So let's get on with see what's inside this thing. Get this box opened up and see what it looks like inside here. Cut the tape loose. Open this up. There you go. And inside here we got a bag. It looks like a couple bags. Let's get this out of here if we can get it pulled out. Oh, this is in. That is in tight. That is in tight. All right, let's look in this bag here. This bag, we got the actual, looks like the actual drone. Let's pull it out of this bag. There we go. The Ruko. It's a pretty nice fabric case. Not too big. Got a handle on it. It'd be perfect size for like a big backpack or larger backpack. It's pretty nice. So let's open this up and see what's inside here. Zip. Open 2 zippers. Well, if I can get there we go. And open this up. What do we got inside here? All right. Got us a little fabric mesh area for holding things. You got your quick start guide, which I'll be using that. And then also looks like an owner's manual. Be sure to read on that too. And also here is your iOS and your Android that you can download for your phone to get it loaded up on the screen. And we've got a piece of fuzzy packing material. All right, in here we got us looks like a quick start template, and we'll get this side open first. This is your remote. This is your operating remote, and so I'm gonna leave that on there. No Wi-Fi needed. That's good. And down here is the joysticks. Let me get these out and put them in. And I think there are a couple more in here if you lose one of these. And if anybody's played video games, you know, this works pretty well. I haven't played a video game in years and years, so get that. There we go. Let's see. There you go. Video game. Boy, it comes back to you quick. So let's look at this and see what's going on here. We have on the front side here a rotary gimbal button, which should adjust the gimbal on your camera up and down and around. And over here is a picture guide. 1 click for pictures, hold down for video. And let's see, 2 joysticks. Up, down, left, and right. And this one does forward, reverse, left, and right. Pretty easy. And then what we got down below here? We got us, I'm going to get this off the way. Got us a cruise control button here. It even looks like a cruise control light on your dash on your car. So cruise control, and this is a return home, stop, return home button, power button, and then here is your cinematic, normal, and sport mode. I think it's for like the camera angle. I'm not for sure. I'll have to look at some more, but pretty easy. Not much in there. There's your plug-in down here for your power source, because this has to have power. And then your phone will go up here. It says pull. Well, pull. There you go. And your phone fits in here, and it plugs in the back. There it is. This is the C-size cable, so it's good for like newer iPhones. And then just put your phone in there. And that's what you're going to view. That's going to be your viewing screen that you'll be able to use. And this is a GPS deactivation, so you can actually disconnect it and you can actually fly it without the GPS controls. Yeah, this is kind of handy. So look at the other next section here. Here's the actual drone itself. Man, that thing just doesn't weigh. It doesn't hardly weigh anything. It's pretty cool. Let's get the plastic off of it there. And underneath here, remove before use. Okay, let's get that sticker out of the way. Let me get these propellers out of the way so I can get to the sticker. There we go. That one, and get this one out of the way. This all just folds out. And under here is your gimbal cover. You need to take this off before you fly it. You can also keep that to cover the gimbal. And remove before use. It's pretty well labeled. So that's good. So there's your gimbal and your 4K camera. And back here, your battery goes in the back. And there's your serial number. And then it's got some lights on the back of it here. And over here is your supports 32 gig to 256 gigabyte micro SD cards, which are not included. And what I read also is, if you're doing any kind of filming with this, like if you're saving it to your phone, it's saved in 720. But if you save it to a card, it saves it in 4K. So you get a better resolution probably if you save it to your card than download it on the computer. But yeah, that's pretty easy. And that thing, like I said, it just doesn't hardly weigh anything. So what else is in here? I think we've got a battery in one of these. That feels like a battery. Yep, that is a battery. Get that open. There you go. There you go. There is a battery. There you go. All the warning labels. This is a life post. This is a lithium battery. And let's put this in the camera's butt end here. Like that. Yep. And it should click. There it goes. There it is. And see what it turn it on here. Oh, hey, makes noise. Let's see what else it does. It's still playing noise. There it goes. So the battery's a little low. It's got 2 lights on it. But there it is. It is ready to fly. Oh, it's got some cool landing lights on the front of it, or some indicator lights. Looks like a giant bug, doesn't it? It does. Let's turn this off to save the battery. There it goes. And see what else we got in here. This one probably the other components that you need. Yep. Let's see what's in here. Looks like we have, this is extra propellers, which I won't open those up because they need to be stayed in one place. Here's a screwdriver, small screwdriver, and it looks like there's your extra gimbal sticks in there. Not your gimbal stick, but your joysticks in there. And a couple of tiny screws for putting the propellers on. I'm glad they got extra propellers because that's probably what breaks off the most. So, and that'll probably be breaking them. Oh, let's see. Here's a data cable. Used for data transfer only, not for charging. That's kind of nice. They got a label so you know what it is. So this comes with the C, and I think it comes with the lightning plug too for your phone, for your data. Yep, there's your lightning plug right there. So it does have C and lightning. And in here, charging cables, used for charging only, not for data transfer. Well, like I said, I'm glad they labeled them all so you know what goes on. And there seems to be two of them. There's two of them in this, so we're going to have one for the battery, which plugs in. Let's see, I think take the battery out. Yeah, if I can get the battery, there you go. There it is. One plugs into the battery itself, and the other one, as I showed you before, plugs into the bottom of the remote. So you can have power on both of those. So let's put this back together. I'll give you some specs on it. From what I understand, it has about a 32-minute battery life per battery. So if you're going to do a lot of flying, you either have to have probably a quick charge or get more batteries, because you only have one battery with this one. And then it'll fly, I think, up to 20,000 feet in transmission. So if you're flying it out about 3.5 miles, give or take. And so you really need to keep a visual eye on it just to see where it goes. And this one does not have the obstacle avoidance system, so it will run into trees and poles and things. But it does have a return home feature, so it comes home by itself. It has a low battery feature, so it will return home by itself when it has a lower battery and gets going. So let me get this up here in the air in just a moment. Now, you will not see any video from this from me, and the reason for that is, not today anyway, is this. The no FFA worry. Well, what that does is, yes, you have to fly this, you do not need a license from the FFA because it's under the 255 grams. But it's only good for recreational uses. So if you're flying this, you can fly this thing all day long, everywhere you want to, as long as it's not in controlled airspace, and not have a problem. You can use the video and the still pictures for your own personal use on like your own personal social media, or print them off for like keeping your home. But if you want to take this little video camera here and go video something and put it on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, then you have to have a license, because anytime you take this thing down and even put it on the ground, you have the intent to take off. So therefore you have to have a 107, part 107 FAA aviation license to fly a drone. And you have to take a course for that, and you have to take the course in person. And the bigger reason for that is because once you fly this thing all day long and you keep all the pictures and stuff for yourself, it's recreational. But as soon as you put on anything that could make money, generate money, operate a business or social media, YouTube, like that, then you have to have a license. And if you don't have a license and they catch you with this thing, putting on YouTube, it's a almost $33,000 fine per incident. And then, yeah, and so the license is only like $175. So it's best to get the license. So that's the reason why you will not see me flying this on the video, because I don't have license, and I could fly it all day long, like I said, but you can't see it. So let me get this thing together, get my phone, because I only have one phone in camera, so I have to take it down and put it in here, and then I can operate it and fly it and see what it looks like. And I'll get back with you guys in a few moments and see what it does on the video, the download, and everything else. And we'll kind of go over that in just a minute. And we're back from flying this thing. I'll tell you what, this is amazing. Where was this all my life? This is great. Too bad you guys can't see it, but you will someday. But this was amazing. You put it on the ground, and the download was super easy, really informative. It's got a lot of things that I haven't quite covered on what it can do, but it can do a lot of stuff for being a very small, lightweight drone. But yeah, this thing is going to be cool. It took off, and it's got the automatic home, so you put it on the ground and hit the up button, or it's got a beginner setting too that you can actually keep it locked into like 98 feet. So it won't go past 98 feet, then it brings it back, which is good for first learning. But yeah, you can take this thing out and go with it. But yeah, once you hit the home button, if it's out who knows how far, it comes back and it lands within a few inches or feet of wherever it took off from. The GPS location, that's pretty cool. This is really nice. We're going to get some good use out of this whenever I can use it and you guys can see it. But yeah, this is really good. And this is the Ruko U11mini 4K drone. Wow, that is pretty handy. But yeah, this is really, really nice. And what happens with when you use your phone in here, since I only have one item, like a camera and phone together, you can see what's going on, and you can use your button here for, like I said, take still pictures and hold it down to take videos. And it saves it to your phone. So you can use them for transfer onto your other social media or whatever you need. Or also you can put it on the SD card, which goes inside your drone, and then you can transfer it that way. But yeah, that is my review of the Ruko U11mini 4K drone. This is really nice. Thank you, Ruko, for sending this to me to try it out. I'm just too bad you can't see what's going on, but you've seen drone footage before, and this is, like I said, this is really good. The picture quality is pretty good. You can move the camera back and forth, and the gimbal stays pretty level, so you don't have this chopping around on your videos. It's pretty nice. And then like I flew it, I don't know how far out there, clear probably 1,000 feet or more, and it just came right back and landed right beside where it took off from. So pretty easy. Just make sure you fly it in an open area, not underneath trees or some vehicle, or sometimes big metal vehicles will cause an interference or power lines, so be careful with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to taking this up to newer heights and looking at and seeing what's going on with this and enjoying it. So once again, thank you, Ruko, for sending this U11mini 4K drone. Sometimes that's a mouthful to say. And look forward to working with them in the future, because this is right of what we need. The channel, me, and it's going to make it's going to make it more fun, more interesting just to see. I've already had a blast with it, just flying it around the desert here. So yeah, thanks. If you need anything, all the links are going to be down below in the comment section and the description section. So go there and you can buy them on Amazon, buy them through the Ruko store, and just have fun with it. Just have fun with them. So yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for the drone.